Ladies and gentlemen, we have returned from the break to the conversation for this week's edition of shows on the hottest form of Alabama football talk. It's in my own words, with yours truly, your man, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Live in studios, we finally dive in to Mac Jones. It's a conversation you've all been waiting for, I know. We get into redshirt sophomore quarterback Mac Jones of the University of Alabama. I wrote a story on him a couple of weeks ago, and the piece was met with some misconception. Now, the article in question talked about how Jones will have an opportunity to be the primary marquee backup quarterback behind one Tua Tagovailoa. And when you look at fans, diehard supporters of his program, the feedback was, well, if he's competing to be the number 2 guy, should he really even be competing? I mean, should you not aspire to be number 1? Should you not want to be the head honcho, the household name, the impact player, the superstar, the main guy? Of course you would. Of course you should. It doesn't matter what sport you're playing. It doesn't matter what position you are competing for. Everybody competing should want to be the main guy. I'm just saying, in terms of Tua Tagovailoa, we saw what he was able to do last season. When he is healthy and focused, we know what he is capable of doing. And now that he has a little bit more added motivation with the adversity he is facing, seeing how he is not going to be the most talked about quarterback in the upcoming season, with that motivation on him, it's going to be rather hard for Mac Jones to supplant the young man. But needless to say, backup quarterback still the most important position in football due to an injury, a slight misstep, anything negative that happens to the starter, the backup, you're the guy. Welcome to the world. And you got to prove to the coaching staff, the teammates, the fans in the stands, most importantly yourself, that you can run this offense that is set before you. Henceforth, this is what Mac Jones will look to do in spring ball, summer workouts, fall camp, and the 2019 college football season. The young man at 6'2", 205 pounds, the 4-star in the 2017 class, according to Rivals 247 Sports Composite Ranking and ESPN. Mac Jones out of the Bowles High School in Jacksonville, Florida. Did not have a lot of opportunities in 2018 because Jalen Hurts and Tua both in front of him. But according to Nick Saban, following Alabama's first session of spring ball, which was Friday, March the 8th, Saban mentioned in his press conference that though Jones did not get a lot of chances last year, this year he will get every opportunity to prove what he's got. He's going to get every chance to show he can be effective, he can be efficient, he can maneuver, he can run this offense just as good, if not better, than Tagovailoa can. Now in 2018, when Jones did take the field, was 5 of 13 passing for 126 yards and 1 touchdown against Louisiana. Hit Jalen Waddle on a 10-yard slant. Waddle took it the other 84 yards, which totaled a 94-yard touchdown, which was the second longest passing play in a game in school history for the Crimson Tide. For those that remember the 2018 spring game, we were calling him Mac 10 because he was out there having fun on the field due to Tagovailoa having the hand injury, Jalen Hurts struggling on the field, and had the off-field personal issues that infiltrated onto the field. But Jones, clutch in the A-Day game a season ago, had big throws, had fun, played with confidence, was the most valuable player, even had a 65-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Tre'Davious Towson. So the ability and the capability to run the offense is there. It's just now for Mac Jones, when he gets the opportunities, can he take full advantage of them? So far in spring ball, I've been hearing the young man's been looking good. been looking smooth, sharp on the field, dropping dimes, putting passes out in front of these guys so they can catch it in stride. He's even put a little bit of weight on the frame there. So good things coming from Mac Jones in spring ball. The big thing for Jones is going to be the popular name for a lot of fans in terms of the backup quarterback position is Tagovailoa, the younger brother of Tua. He's the popular name. Not necessarily the right name, but the name in which if you mention him as the backup quarterback, people will bring you more so into the conversation, right? People will listen to more of what you have to say if you open the conversation up with Talia's the guy. Very talented young man, very gifted young man, but Mac Jones, with the knowledge he has of the system, the main thing I would want to see is him having a fair shake, him having a fair shot at this, because the last thing you want to have happen is another Cooper Bateman situation. Why did I bring up Cooper Bateman? I'll break this down for you right now. Cooper Bateman played at Alabama from 2013 to 2016 prior to him transferring out. Bateman in 2013 was the nation's top quarterback prospect, was a consensus 4-star. He was the number 3 pocket passer according to ESPN, the number 5 pro-style quarterback according to 24/7 Sports. He was the lone guy signal caller signed in the 2013 class, which included the likes of Reuben Foster, Jonathan Allen, Robert Foster, Tim Williams, Eddie Jackson, Ardarius Stewart, Derrick Henry. A lot of big-name players came in that top-rated class. One of those guys was Cooper Bateman out of Cottonwood High School in Murray, Utah. Big-time prospect. We remember his whole timeline. Redshirted in 2013. 2014, he was basically just the holder on special teams. 2015, got some opportunities at quarterback, but still mainly the holder. Got a chance to start against Ole Miss that year. More than likely was not ready, but Nick Saban was trying to wake up Jay Coker. So he benched Jay Coker, started Cooper Bateman. Wasn't really the best move, but it happened. And in that season, Cooper Bateman, 37 to 52 passes completed, 291 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. But 2016 season, and I remember this vividly because a couple of weeks before the start of the year, I was in the room for the Nick Saban press conference at the Malmore facility. And as always, the first question the media likes to throw, well, Nick, who the quarterback gonna be? Well, Saban, do you have an idea? Well, Coach Nick, is your finger on the pulse? Can you give us something? You know, we know you don't like to share. We know you like to keep your cards stacked towards your vest. But if you could just give us a small hint for our articles, who would be the quarterback? And Nick Saban, as always, didn't say much of anything, but he did state that quarterback battle has been broken down, but 2 guys were looking at divvying up these reps between Blake Barnett and Cooper Bateman. Once he said Cooper Bateman's name, the kid was completely excited. He thought, oh man, now is finally going to be my chance. I've spent all of his time holding for the kicker. I've spent all of his time, handing the ball off to the running backs in garbage time. Now I'm going to finally have my moment to show what I can do and why I was a 4-star kid and one of the nation's top quarterback prospects coming out in 2013. Was very excited. Unfortunately, what Cooper Bateman did not realize was in the game against Southern California at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, it was going to be the Jalen Hurts show because Blake Barnett goes out there the first 3 series. Then Jalen Hurts goes out there, has the fumble on the first series, 3-and-out second series, touchdown pass to Ardarius Stewart third series. Y'all know what ended up happening. Jalen Hurts totaled 4 touchdowns in all. Cooper Bateman relegated to once again walking out there at the last little crumb of the 4th quarter to hand the ball off to a running back, which in turn ticked him off because he felt like the coaching staff lied to him, and he goes and pursues a transfer waiver. Ended up transferring prior to the national championship game against those Clemson Tigers that year. But once again, Cooper Bateman thought he was going to have opportunity, was not granted to him. So that's the thing you don't want to have happen to Mac Jones, is to be that Cooper Bateman 2.0, to which you were one of the top quarterbacks coming in which Mac Jones was. You were relegated to just being a holder on special teams, to which that's what Mac Jones did last year. And you were told that you were going to get an opportunity, you were going to get a chance, and somehow politicking got in the way, and you were not given that chance. You were not provided that opportunity that you thought you were going to have, or what was said to you that you were going to have. So for Mac Jones, the main thing is, will the young man get a fair shake at being the backup quarterback? Because he's got a lot of talent, he's got a lot of ability, and this A-Day game, he will have his moment to show he can run this offense, he can maneuver the troops. Because as much as people will say Jones goofed off last year, Jones didn't look like he took it seriously last year, when you are behind two other guys, it's very, very hard to go out there and showcase your skills, go out there and showcase your talent, when the conversation is, look at Jalen Hurts, when the conversation is, look at Mac Jones, look at Tua Tagovailoa, excuse me. Not trying to take a biblical reference here, but we'll see where this goes. In the biblical text where it talked about how the day that King Uzziah died, the prophet Isaiah finally saw God, like, hey, finally see God now. In that sense, now that Jalen Hurts is off the scene at Oklahoma, now we can truly see Mac Jones for what he is, for what he can do, for what he can bring to the table. And I, for one, am excited to see how he intends to be able to be effective, be efficient, and maneuver this offense. Going to our next break here on In My Own Words. When we get back, we discuss one Charles Kelly, Associate Defensive Coordinator and Safeties Coach, and why he is the most influential hire on this year's coaching staff for Nick Saban at the University of Alabama. Don't touch that dial, folks. We're coming back to In My Own Words.